even more. So it's a scary lineup to be going up against, especially if you're any of these Aurora supports.
And the outcome of this for Aurora, they want to survive the late game, but the question is, how will they do it? Who will provide that space for them? Because you've got Abed here, who's got himself the Fire Dragon, obviously, to get the AoE, but I'm just wondering what items he will build on the mid lane in order to provide that space and maybe perhaps push them away, because as we said, Esports, they look terrifying at the early stage.
They look terrifying at most stages, I'll be real. Like, this is a scary team to have to go up against. Like, what items can you go for? This is one of those areas where the Dawnbreaker, it's a great pick, don't get me wrong. S tier in the off lane. But you would have loved to have an Underlord this game, just against the Chaos Knight, against the Lycan, against even the Magnus to a lesser extent. But it gets okay if Jabs is able to get into his Aghanim Scepter, you know, make a few plays around the Haunt. But it's going to rely on Abed not just sitting back and passively farming. I want to see him go an early-ish Blink Dagger on this DK. Maybe just like Armlet into the Blink Dagger, not able to go into like Mask of Madness or something like that, because you want to be using Solar Guardian, you want to be using the Shadow Step as much as possible to get a few free early kills, just to cheat your way to getting a little bit of extra net worth for the early-ish stages of the game.
Will Jabs ever build anything utility-wise on the hero?
Ollie.
They got Ollie. Yeah. Sacred Arrow. I mean...
and then the have fun comes in. Oh, the BM. Were you asking about Jabs and utility?
Yeah, I'm wondering whether he'll go any utility items. So I remember you speaking about the Underlord, right? So I was wondering whether Jabs would still go Crimson, or is he going to go this Aghanims and then just go other like actual core items instead of being like a team? I can't really say not be a team player. He is.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, don't you?
I know exactly what you mean. It's such a rough place to be in, right? Because nice little body block there. You want both, is the thing. Like, Jabs needs 2, let's say, items before he's able to go into the Aghanim Scepter, so that he just is able to farm and be a legitimate core threat in all of these team fights, because you know FBZ is going to be. He's playing a freaking Lycan. But you would love the Crimson Guard, don't get me wrong. I just think that there are higher priorities this game. Like, is it even worth it after the Aghanim Scepter as well as like your 4th item is the real question to me, or by then is the Lycan and CK just going to be too far out of control?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and eventually we will see, once we get level 3 on the CK and the Marana, maybe things will start to be a bit more in fight. But to be honest, Dawnbreaker level 2, it's dangerous. I mean, Starbreaker and Celestial Hammer, I mean, that does like a total of what, like almost 400, 500 damage if you get everything off.
Sure, but you're against a CK who's pretty tanky in his own right. You know, he's not really going to be dying too easily. He's already got a Bracer finished up off the back of the First Blood that he was able to claim onto Ollie, and even Zhao isn't going to be in too much danger as well, right? Like, he's got the leap, so he's pretty much exclusively saving that to be able to get away from any sort of aggression that Jabs might be putting in onto him. And he's going to get a decent amount of farm himself just off the back of arrowing a lot of these range creeps, considering Jackie doesn't really have the ease of being able to secure them quite so easily.
Mac killed Abed's courier as well.
What did he get on it?
It didn't have anything. I think it delivered like a circlet, or oh no, he finished his magic wand, but still, that was funny. He killed it underneath his tier 1 tower. Not much action happening between both. I think top lane's going to be kind of passive, right? Unless, I mean, FBZ will just keep on pressuring with the Wolves. That's the only thing we'll see.
Going into an early Midas, so I wonder what he's... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of becoming a bit of a theme for FBZ. There was a good reason for it last game, just trying to get into those early levels. There's a skewer underneath the tower for Abed. A few body blocks attempted by Mac, just to try and keep him away, as more couriers end up falling. Tim's, he's a sniper.
Yeah, that was his sentry there, too, to try and re-block the large camp here, so he won't be getting that, nor a blood grenade. He won't get an extra blood grenade. They're still doing all right here on the bottom, where we thought a lot of action would be happening. I mean, lots of spells being committed, actually. I mean, especially the Cogs. Level 3 now on the Chaos Knight, but the Phantasmagoria did not go that, the other... There's too many names now, honestly.
Irrationality is what the other one's called.
Irrationality.
And I think it is irrational to want to go for that facet just because it's just too much RNG, man. Do you really want to be banking on a 33% chance of the actual debuff that you want happening each time? I would say no.
Oh. He skewered Abed back to get the water rune, but then Abed just got in the range of Dragon Tail and then got back the water rune, so no bottle refill for Mac. That's nice.
It was indeed. It's all about those little plays, right? Setting yourself apart. Gotta say, FBZ is having a really good start to his own game, going into an early power tread, so just wanting to pick up his own farm a little bit, put a little bit of that additional pressure on, even when he doesn't have the shapeshift available.
Stay down.
Still no deaths yet. 5 minutes in almost.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty passive all round.
I think you would have been happy to get a kill on Boom in this bottom lane, just because you've got CK Mirana, very, very strong kill potential. Maybe they're waiting for level 4 or for Jabs just to be a little bit out of position.
Sacred Arrow doesn't connect. But Tims has rotated in with a Earth Spike. The Cogs is there. It won't be enough to save Jabs, I don't think. Has the movement. There we go. Gets a kill. Now they've got the Hex too. Tims does not have enough mana to use an Earth Spike though, but I think they might be able to get it. The Starstorm there, the pullback with the Reality Rift, and a double kill for Jackie on the Chaos Knight. Lovely rotation there from Tims, and FBZ is not feeling the pressure at all here alone on the top lane.
I mean, this is another one of the advantages of playing into a Spectre, right? You're rarely feeling at risk, even with a really strong support like the Lich, of feeling like, all right, if my support makes this rotation, is my core going to die? Not against a Spectre, you're not. And FBZ is actually, even solo, putting pressure onto Palos right underneath his tier 1 tower. Good little use of the Howl there. Just 1 point in it. 25% attack damage reduction, so going to give a lot of value whenever DK is trying to just get a little bit of that extra damage into the tower.
I'm still watching Abed about what item he's going to go. Is it going to be like a Blink Dagger, or is he going to go Armlets here?
I want Power Tread's Armlet Blink Dagger as his item choice. I think first item Blink Dagger is griefing yourself too hard if everything doesn't go to plan. At least Armlet's not that super expensive item that gives you a ton of utility and enables you to farm into that Blink Dagger and, of course, the next items very effectively as well. But if you're going to be using the Shadow Step and the Solar Guardian effectively, well, they've actually found a nice little stack here for themselves, and it's been scouted out by Q, the fact that they're going for this. So Jabs is going to show up and prevent them from
Abed's come in.
two biggest.
Oh, they take down the Mirana. Lots of damage there from the Starbreaker. Abed, does he have the speed? Palos rotating in there with the Shadow Step. RP. Mac, he does not have himself the skewer now, slowed down there by the Celestial Hammer, and he will be taken out. Aurora, they get themselves 2 kills. They will punish them from trying to take that stack.
Well, indeed. That's the power of that global presence, right? Jabs actually just straight up showing up to that engagement, not having the Solar Guardian quite yet at that point. Did give a lot of time for Jackie on this bottom side of the map, though.
Palos, he's on his own, though. Hex and the Sacred Arrow connect. He's on his own. He's trying to escape with his Spectral Dagger. It won't be enough. FBZ gets the final physical attack and claims the life there of the Spectre.
Jabs was so close to being able to hit into his level 6. Could have possibly Solar Guardianed in, but then wouldn't have had any mana to be able to contribute to the actual fight beyond that. So, nice little move coming out from Boom up towards this top side of the map. FBZ It's putting even more pressure in onto this tower. Will Q be able to defend this is my real question. Haste Rune.
Abed's coming in, yeah. Dragon Tail. That's some nice damage done there to FBZ. He's caught within the cogs, and he is going to fall. Abed gets the kill, and interestingly enough, he doesn't look like he's going that armlet. He's going straight into the blink on Dragon Knight.
Okay, I'm okay with it, especially considering you've got the Spark of Courage, so you just get 16 additional damage really early on into the game, where it feels super valuable. I guess they just feel like the Dawnbreaker's lane and the Spectre's lane didn't go that great. Like, it's not horrible, but you want to get them into the game any way possible. So if you're able to just utilize the Solar Guardian and the Shadow Step at every opportunity, you want to make the most of it and be able to do it with utmost frequency.
We've seen Ollie make some lovely stacks here. Longest triangle, and in comes Abed to clean him up. He's just activated himself with Dragon Form. Here we go. And he should get that blink when he finishes off the Ancients, but
it'll take him a while, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about with the armlet. Like, you need damage to actually kill these. The Frost Blast is doing more.
Oh, here we go. Jabs is coming in. They have...
It's a team effort.
Refire? There we go.
Saving it to make sure Jabs doesn't snipe his farm. He's still going to do it, though. You watch.
He gets a bit of it. He got the Blink Dagger. That's what he needed, though.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Blink Dagger achieved now for Abed. So.
Much earlier timing on it than Mac. I mean, he's only halfway towards his Blink Dagger. DK has done incredibly well in this mid lane. Oh, and a double damage. I mean, that's going to solve a lot of the issues that you had in terms of relative lack of damage. Abed actually breathe firing onto a neutral camp there. A little surprising because it's not going to leave him with any mana to be able to play around with outside of a magic wand. So will he have enough to be able to truly contribute in these team fights? Like, he could magic wand and Dragon Tail, but outside of that, are you going to be able to follow up with your Elder Dragon form is the real question. I do like the fact that he's playing around this bottom side of the map. That's where who might be feeling the safest, just because most of the time when you've got Solar Guardian, you want to be killing someone on the other side of the map with it, just to, you know, maximize the portion of the map that you're able to farm.
Scan. Oh, he's going to not commit. He's going to... Abed's not going to go for it.
Yep. I mean, doesn't know that Jackie's here. So a little bit of time wasted for the DK. First smoke eventuates in nothing, and well, you've even been able to hit up onto nearly level 7 now on, hold on, Abed. Spots out the Mirana hanging around nearby. Love to be able to have that level 7, excuse me. Big buff up in damage coming from the Mirana if you're able to do so.
Just suffering mana-wise, look at him. Even with that null talisman.
I hear a Spectral.
Oh. Palos is in trouble. Oh, actually, turnaround maybe onto Tim's. FBZ, he is actually going to commit the shapeshift here. And the Finger of Death. Palos getting low, but he's out. Solar Guardian now. Jabs is coming in, and look at that. Q getting out. Tim's is dead by the hands of Jabs.
The wolves!
Oh, Palos! Oh, God. Spectral Dagger gets away.
Just able to escape with his life. But still, across the board, all the cores are farming on Boom.
Yeah.
Yes, you tried to go for a bit of a kill there. You had to use the shapeshift to be able to do it. But it's not the worst. If you're not getting kills, he's still got the Midas to be able to fall back on for FBZ. So sitting at 8.5 at the moment. About to say maybe looking to try and make a play around this mid lane with the fresh Blink Dagger shown by Mac. It is going to be revealed though, as he's just farming on the lane, so not getting any of that surprise factor coming through. As, here we go, going inside the smoke after clearing out the wave, so not wanting to make this move all too obvious. Just want to watch Q's positioning if he gets the sense that this is happening and puts his body in the way to be able to protect his more important heroes. Abed's the prize, though. They're looking to potentially find out.
Oh, wow. Look at that scan that they've used. Oh, now, okay, now it's triggered. I thought Abed was being, you know, really nice by getting out the distance. Oh, he's been found though. There's the blink and the skewer back into a Chaos Bolt and a Sacred Arrow and the Starstorm. Everything thrown at the Dragon Knight. He will fall. Meanwhile, though, they want to avenge their fallen comrade. They will find Jackie in return. So that is a lovely pickoff. Hookshot now onto Tim's too. They could really severely punish the side of Boom Esports, though. They do find Ollie and RP onto 3, but there's no follow-up damage there. So Max still has to get himself out. Could this mean his death? It's a 2 for 2. There's Januel slowed down there within the cogs with thanks to Celestial Hammer, and they find 3 there, but a skewer back. Mac trying to find the kill there onto Jabs. He doesn't have himself any mana here for a shockwave. It's on cooldown too. There we go, he uses his 1, but Jabs survives through it all. That was 3 for 2 there.
3 for 2, a valuable one to be killing for sure on Abed, but I just feel like it was a little bit of a poor use of the ultimate coming through from Arana, right? That's got to be used at the very start of the team fight. It takes some time to get to its maximum strength, and he used it once the DK was pretty much already dead, so wasn't able to get the kill quite as quickly as he would have liked. This is what I was talking about with poor Ollie. He's getting chased out by a couple of wolves, having to use the Frost Shield onto himself just so that he doesn't die next to the tier 2 tower. He'll be able to walk away, and well, the ones that aren't walking away are Abed and Q, looking to be on the hunt once again, try and kill Jackie. Looking to build into an Orchid for this Chaos Knight, but they're not going to run into him. Out, not the best person to try and engage onto. He could always potentially get that leap away.
Trying to find the Jackie. Oh, there we go. They've got an Orchid there too. This could be a kill onto the CK. Yep, they'll commit the hook shot just in case. Definitely to secure that kill. And they will find a pick off on the CK. Totally different scenario from what we happened. Thought the CK would be pretty strong, but Spectre's been able to get space. Orchid now on the Spectre, so joining in on the fights. Anytime Abed finds someone with his Blink Dagger, it's looking good for Aurora.
Looking all right for Aurora. I mean, he's still 1,000 net worth ahead on the CK, right? And, I mean, just the big strength is how many team fights you're able to be involved in with this relatively new version of Spectre, right? With the Shadow Step. Only 1 minute cooldown. So this is why the Blink Dagger build can work on the DK. He's going for the Sanjin Yasha, by the way, so just wanting to prevent 4 or 5 different stuns that they've got on Boom from hindering him too much. I like the build. I think you need to kind of resign yourself that a BKB is a luxury item to have, as opposed to one that you're always going to be able to use to start off a bunch of these team fights. Plus, RP, of course, not caring about your BKB.
And their second carry on Boom Esports is doing fine. FBZ, free farming up with his Midas. Got himself an Echo Saber. Net worth is actually below the CK, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at how, let's call it, inactive FBZ has been. I mean, you're a Lycan. You're the terror of this stage of the game. You know, you've got a bunch of items. Maybe he just wants to max out his summon wolves first. He's nearly got all 6 points into them now. And then it's going to have the, what's it called? Hightail ability once he gets to that point, just to be able to have that additional little bit of attack damage.
Meanwhile, got Tim's within the cogs. Free kill there. Palos gets it. Killing spree for him. Well, meanwhile, Mac tried for a skewer onto Q. Doesn't get it. He gets an observer one there. Oh, Q coming back in with a hook shot. Solar Guardian in the cogs. He doesn't have himself a lot of mana. The Starbreaker connecting there. And we'll find the Magnus with the Celestial Hammer. Very nicely done there.
And the Howl coming through at the very end of it all. So again, not perfect spell usage coming through from Boom, right? Like that Howl providing 30% damage reduction considering it's nighttime across the entire map might have enabled him to just get away, you know, get another use out of the magic wand, maybe skewer himself away, get himself to safety, but not going to be the case. So I'm a little worried at how inactive Boom are being. You know, like, is it really worth waiting for this full Manta style for FBZ? What's it actually going to even provide in a lot of these engagements, as opposed to, you know, just BKB plus Nullifier that might enable you to jump in on the back lines, because there's no real Nullifier builder, excuse me, to be able to deal with that Lich Frost Shield.
Has himself that shard, Mac. Shockwave Enjoyer.
It's so annoying, actually. I just saw like the hightail. It's got a 50-second cooldown on it, but 100% evasion on the Alpha Wolves. So you're just able to cut waves, and there's nothing the enemy team can do about it except for magic. Great using for scouting as well. Going to be able to spot out jabs standing behind this creep wave. So my eyes are on where Mac is. Still a long way away from his next item, but I suppose he did buy up that Aghanim shard, so it's going to allow him to catch up in that way and contribute to team fights.
I want to see him summon some wolves so I can actually read this ability.
Where they at?
He's not even using it. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Oh yeah, 100% evasion.
And phase movement. And hasted movement speed. And bonus attack speed. Like, it's a lot to have to deal with. Ah, this is the big prize that they were hoping for. Roshan to be able to take it down pretty damn quickly. But it's a movement coming through here. I mean, Q's got the rocket flare available, and they're going to be able to scout out that this is happening. But again, with a Chaos Knight, with a CK, they're going to be able to do it just way too quick. Never mind.
Whoa, Shadow stepping in. The Solar Guardian there too, but an RP! Counter initiation, skewering them back. They go, snatch the Aegis still. Another Chain Frost coming in. They've lost Spectre, but the Dawnbreaker coming back alive. They're going to try and find Jackie. Jackie gone along with Tim's there too. Max getting lower and lower, caught in the cogs. Turnaround of turnarounds there. The waves turning back and forth. They will find 3 there. Aurora taking down 3. Oh, they actually lose technically. Wait, was that a... oh, no, sorry. No buyback. Snatching the Aegis there. Jabs coming back alive. That was... How much HP was he on there to snatch that Aegis?
Not much. Like, it was very low. Even the Finger of Death being used onto him to make sure that they guaranteed the kill instead of killing the Spectre 100-0. And he was still able to get the job done. It was something that, honestly, I hadn't even thought about. You know, the another free kill onto Jao. Didn't even need to use the Orchid for that one either on Palace. Using the Rocket Flare just for that little bit of vision that you need to be able to get that Shadow Step in with the Solar Guardian. It's a ballsy play that nearly, as we saw, turned pear-shaped, but just that secondary life coming through from the Dawnbreaker, the real difference maker there. Now he's got BKB on top of the Blade Mail that he was able to pop, pumping a bunch of damage back into the Boom Esports lineup. Those are the sorts of big plays that I come to expect in this upper bracket final, though. Innovative, ballsy, but measured.
Man to finish now on Palos. They do get themselves the Tormentor. On Boom.
They would love it for Lich.
Go for Tim's. Oh, they're taking the Tormentor too, yeah. And Lich gets it, yep.
So valuable. So now... Not that they need to do it, because, again, you're playing with a Spectre, but these supports can just rotate on their own. They can make plays through smokes to be able to use that Ice Spire plus Chain Frost plus the Spectre with the Orchid, and they can kill anyone. Legitimately anyone. Like, they don't have any Mantas yet on their team. They're getting close to building one on Jackie, and of course, with the Reigns of Chaos, there's a chance for another Manta illusion to be spawned because of it. FBZ is about 700 gold away from his, so they're going to be able to deal with the Orchid, but making another unit for Chain Frost to bounce to isn't always the best thing for yourselves.
Just seeing how FBZ is playing too with his level 6 summon wolves. He's just making them push out the wave, and because of how strong they actually are, he's always getting the last hits on these creeps that he's pushing on bottom, so he is accelerating his net worth quite well.
I'm not sure with this Alpha Wolf facet what the Aghanim shard wolf
that's a dead Marauder.
Yes, it is. She needs Ghost Scepter, and she needs it badly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Target number 1, for sure. Tim's already has his Ghost Scepter, so he feels a little more survivable. I have a sense that Q is farming in here, by the way. They're having a look at their XP pool as they're walking past that low ground. They would have seen it jump up a little bit as the clockwork should be a pretty easy pickup for them.
Chaos Bolt there onto the clock.
They're actually
committing with this. He's trying to heal him up with the Solar Guardian, but Jab's not able to save the clock in time.
Remember, Max got Blink RP.
We've got Abed in the back lines. Oh, he's going to get skewered back there.
Oh,
Is
what a
Max
stun!
still okay? Look at those Chaos Bolt crits! Oh my gosh! Dragon Knight down. Palos attempting to flee. Brought back there by the Reality Rift. Triple kill for Jackie. As now they're attempting to go for jabs here. He's got his Celestial Hammer in 3 more seconds. Can they get there in time? Blink Dagger is there. RP is going to come off, and they will indeed get the kill onto the Dawnbreaker. That is going to be 4 dead.
And that is a very questionable team fight. You know, we're singing Aurora's praises around everything, but look at the damage. It's basically only just the Dawnbreaker throughout all of that. CK going absolutely bonkers. But you were really using a Solar Guardian and everything to be able to protect a Clockwork that was really out of position on the enemy side of the map, nowhere near the rest of your team. Chain Frost wasn't really value in that fight at all. And you didn't have vision either. It was Boom that were the ones that making the jump because they had the vision advantage. So a very, very puzzling decision by Aurora to be able to take that team fight, and it's something that's going to set them back a fair amount because triple kill going the way of Jackie.
Yeah, maybe perhaps they wanted to play there or something. I'm really not sure.
Maybe, but maybe you should put some vision down if you want to do that. I'd be more inclined to see them play up towards the top side of the map. That's where a lot of their vision is, behind the tier 1 tower, behind, in the mid lane, revealing where someone might be farming next to this Watcher. They see Mac right now.
They do indeed. Another Solar Guardian coming out to play. Jackie still okay there with the Reality Rift there, trying to get the Chaos Knight, but he's on his own as Tim's is being taken out. Is anyone going to join him? The hook shot's there, locking in place the Chaos Knight. They get the double kill. Now Boom Esports getting picked off, and now Januel being cancelled there by the Dragon Tail. And that's 3 gone now. This game's back and forth. What's going on?
It is indeed. I mean, I understand them wanting to be able to play around that area, right? Like, Roshan probably going to be spawning on the top side of the map. You want to keep that lane pushed in. You want to put a bunch of your vision down. You want to keep your own tier 1 tower. But that was a much better play coming through from Aurora, right? Like, it's just so much easier for them to be able to provide support to the rest of your team. And it's a big difference between, you know, saving a Clockwork versus finding a pretty easy pickoff to be able to begin that onto Tim's. I even see exactly where Mac is farming right now. He's been able to pick up that BKB for himself, so would have probably been an even better team fight for Boom previously if he had that that BKB available, because wasn't able to get off the RP as a result of the Spectre Orchid. Is he going into a Kaya Yasha? Okay, so wanting to buff up that Shockwave a little bit more, give himself a little bit more of that movement speed as well.
Saw that quite a few times, didn't we? Kaya built on the Magnus.
Yep.
Smoke play now on 4 for Boom Esports. They're heading themselves top, seeing that Palos is farming the creep wave. Want to try and get themselves the Spectre. But Palos is out of there. He's gone. TP's away. Might be completing his Bloodthorn very soon.
Not going to be able to land this smoke either with those TPs away. Again, my question is, what's FBZ doing? I mean, he's got the harpoon available. He's farming, but should he be? Should he be contributing with the rest of his team a little bit more? I feel like when's Tormentor going to be coming up as well? That's another thing that needs to be considered, because Magnus already has his shard, Mirana already has her shard, Lion already has his shard, so do you just wait? Do you go straight for the Nullifier and hope that the Aghanim shard is going to come your way? Because, I don't know, I feel like at this super early stage, you kind of want the shard ASAP when your wolves are going to be harder to deal with for the entire enemy team. Like, Lich doesn't want to be hitting into wolves. It takes so long for him to be able to take him out. Particularly prior to Roshan coming up as well. Like, it just pushes all the lanes out. It gives a lot more information. It lets you make more effective smoke plays. It just shows where the enemy team is.
I think FBZ is still stuck in game 1. He was farming on Doom. He's
good hook.
Game 2. Oh, wow, gosh, that's a great hook from Q. I mean, they had themselves the Observer Ward there, so perfect vision to get off that hook shard, and Spectre coming in with the Shadow Step and the Bloodthorn absolutely ripped through that Chaos Knight.
I mean, he's going for his own Bloodthorn and then a heart. Kind of needs a BKB on this CK with the amount of lockdown that they're getting a lot of the time.
Pray for an aesthetics cap.
Jow. Oh, bring around the Rosie, able to get away.
Wow, no way. No, oh my gosh, he's gone.
Easy clap.
Did a 360 around the tree and then went.
Roche coming top, by the way, 20 seconds away. So Aurora best positioned to be able to do that with, of course, Zhao having to TP back to base to get away with his life. It's a pretty big win coming through. Ollie willing to keep his life there for quite some time. Make sure that they're the ones securing this Aegis for themselves. Also, oh no, he left right as it was coming up. Has the gem coming out to him. And, you know, when you're going up against two pretty pick-off heavy lineups, having a gem, having that extra little bit of information, so valuable. Even Q making sure to scout out on top of the Mighty Mines here with his clockwork, figuring that Mirana had to be here for some reason. And, well, I don't know what that reason was, because he didn't drop down any sort of observer wards, so wasn't needed even for that that Aegis to be claimed, but such a valuable tool now to actually feel more confident with going for these ballsy plays alongside your hookshot. Q has been playing, once again, a very good game. I feel like we say that every single time.
We do. I mean, you said he's one of the greatest pos4s in the region.
Mm-hmm. He's showing us why.
Expect nothing more. Wait, is the saying expect nothing more or expect nothing less, or is it both?
Less. You're kind of flaming him a little bit. I expect nothing from him is essentially what you were saying. Wait, say no more? Is that what you were thinking of? Mixing the two?
No, I was wanting to say expect nothing less.
Okay.
I didn't mean to say expect. I got it mixed up. It's like mixing up left to right. It's not that I do that, but I know people that do.
I know people that still have to look at their hands and like which thumb and index makes the L is the one that's their left hand. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, I don't have the brightest friends.
I might teach that to some of mine actually. That sounds like a really good idea. It's like which one's my left, which my right.
Even when they're driving, they're like, take a left turn. They take their hands off the wheel and look at their hands to turn left properly. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's bad. That's downright bad. Oh, meanwhile, BKB activated there by Mac. I mean, he skewered himself an Abed, but oh, he's going to be met with the full force here of Aurora. And he's going to fall. He's on his own. I don't know what that skewer was. I don't know what he was aiming for, Mac, there.
Not sure. Like, that is a very odd thing. Did he think people were nearby? Because they weren't. I can't explain it, Epi. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't mind what he was doing on that bottom side of the map. You know, just standing in the tree line, not revealing on the wave, using the shockwave to just keep that lane pushed out on top of SBZ's Wolves. You can see lines being drawn on the map by Max saying, hey, make this death of mine not look so bad by shoving out the lane and not giving up more than one objective. But well, it's going to punish them a little bit. They are at least using FBZ's Wolves, though, to cut the wave. So will backdoor protection kick in time to be able to stop them from taking the tier 2? The answer is no. They might even get a second off the back of this. And this time, Zhao drops a ward. So, straight nullifier for the Lycan, and he's going to be banking on a free Aghanim shard for himself. Not terrible for Jackie to get it either, honestly. Like, it's a great Aghanim shard for the CK, right? Just giving an additional CK illusion, forcing like an early-ish Ghost Scepter to be popped if you're getting hit by that stun. Can't just assume that you'll be able to tank it. Very, very farmed still is Jackie. And doing a little bit of pushing of his own is Q with the freshly picked up Aghanim Scepter for himself. So just going to be spamming out that Rocket Flare, making it a little bit easier for them to be able to find that quick pickoff.
Having a good time on the clockwork. I'm surprised that Mirana's meeting the...
They see Mac. Ooh, yeah, you just see, as soon as he gets revealed, he's like, I'm out of here. Not staying around, not assuming that clockwork isn't going to be right there for the hook shot. For good reason. I mean, he's had to play scared for quite a big amount of this game. Actually, speaking of Magnus v Clockwork, it's only 2,000 net worth difference between the two. And okay, it's actually going to be Q that's the one going into the Crimson Guard first. He's working towards the Vanguard for himself right now. And, I mean, that's just frees up Jabs to be doing even more of this damaging role that he's been doing incredibly well so far this game, going for his own Nullifier. Looking to try and get off this Ghost Scepter, reduce the effect of the Force Staffs. What else? Empower, not going to be as useful.
Oh, they got a scan, though, on Jabs.
They know Jabs is here, yep, and the Ward, revealing his positioning.
They got their own scan, Aurora did. Finding out that there's a possible smoke bait around here.
Abed drops in.
Abed's going to go straight into it and find himself a kill onto Tim's, maybe. Yes, they are. As Palos came in with a Nullifier to dispel that Ghost Scepter.
This is the sort of game that no matter what side you're on, you hate being a support. Like, what are you supposed to do? Nullifiers on a Spectre and a Lycan, constant map presence coming through from the Dawnbreaker, Blink, Skewer, Chaos Knight killing you within a stun. Like, what could you possibly do in this sort of situation?
I would say Aeon Disc, but Nullifier.
Yep. This is Shadowblade. This is what you need to do at this point, is build a Shadowblade. Just because it's the only thing that's not just going to be instantly dispelled by all of that, and it means that at least another pick off, maybe? Never mind. Hook shot came off cooldown.
Yeah, it just came off cooldown, I was going to say.
Who's the one holding the gem? I think it was DK? He might need to grab it back if they are going to be... Yeah, Lich has got it now, but Lich isn't going to be the one to just quickly jump into a lot of these team fights, right? And it's too late to be holding dust at this point.
Daedalus obtained now on Abed. Some strong damage here on the Dragon Knight.
Even this Clockwork has the room to scale, right? We talk about the Crimson Guard, but doesn't even have Tranquil Boots yet. Could easily look to build into that Boots of Bearing for the rest of his team. Could provide some assistance against the slows coming through. Even just preventing yourself from getting crippled by that Lycan.
See some action here from FBZ. See some Lycan action. I see him be pushing waves all the time.
I mean, he's got the shard now, so the wolves are just going to be coming passively with these creep waves. Makes it a lot more challenging to be able to defend.
Yeah. Oh, Abed. Oh, nice blink reaction there. Uh-oh, he's going to use his Phantasm, though. He has been stunned up. He's in trouble. He's just going to be melted again. That was the exact same area where Q was able to hookshot him, and Palos just did him dirty with all those illusions with the Bloodthorn, and it happens exactly the same again. But I've got to give him credit. He tried very hard to get out of that. Lovely blink timing, lovely Phantasm, but the AoE damage from Abed just completely revealed where he was within the midst of those illusions.
And it's getting to the point where it's like, is BKB even going to be able to save him? This Spectre is pretty huge at this point.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, the Bloodthorn's not going to be effective, but it's still a freaking Spectre, you know? Even the Daedalus that we were talking about on Arbit, he's level 24 on this Dragon Knight, and, well, all of Boom did a pretty good job of shoving out all of the different waves with, you know, themselves or the creeps, just to make sure that they weren't going to get a big objective off the back of this Chaos Knight death, but it's still all outer towers claimed now at this point.
Do you, when you get level 25 on Abed, do you go AoE Dragon Tail for the Phantasm illusions, or would you rather go the 12 Dragon Blood HP regen on?
Good question, honestly. I think this is a game where both can be absolutely viable. The thing is, you've got a ton of survivability off the back of Frost Shield, off the back of Dawn Aghanims, off the back of Spectre just going in at the start of a lot of these fights as well. So you're not the main one that the attention is going in onto. So I would be very happy with AoE Dragon Tail. And banking on a quick Roshan respawn as well, but it's about mid duration. This team fight needs to go overwhelmingly positively for Boom if they're going to stand any chance of coming back into this one, because yes, they're good at pushing out lanes, yes, they're decent at farming, but the net worth lead doesn't lie. They would love to be able to catch Jabs, but their CC would need to be impeccable. Like, RPing him as he starts to cast his ulti. You've only got 1 second to be able to do it.
Well, they're going to pressure the... Yeah.
Who's
So
got
Roach is still not
the...
on.
They place a couple of wards inside the base. So, again, keeping eyes on who's got the gem on Aurora. It's Ollie. He's not in a position to be able to find them out. And they see Jabs still sitting inside the base. So, thinking that's what Mac is really looking at. Where is this Dawnbreaker? But he's being pretty disciplined about it all. And he sees that they've got vision of him with a sentry ward just picked up. So, not too often you see an off laner 38 minutes into the game by a sentry ward. Great presence of mind by Jabs to make sure that he's not giving up his life for free.
That was really smart of him.
What it does do, though, is bring most of Aurora back towards their base.
Oh.
They're not going to be there for the Roshan respawn.
Abed?
Same time. Gets the D-ward as well. But now, do you just position yourself up towards Roshan?
Yep, hook shot coming in. They're going to try and find the Lion there. Lion's still alive. He's still alive. No, he's going to fall. Yeah, from the illusions there as they come forward now. Aurora. Boom have been able to disengage, though, and not fight this fight anymore. Wait, Abed's TPing on the outpost. Thought he was going to go for FBZ then for a second there. But yeah, they only got themselves the Lion, so pretty worse there for Boom. Just losing the support.
Just playing some guessies, I think, at that time. They see the rocket flare on Roshan, and they're thinking, I'm not taking that risk again. Not the, I mean, I guess they just used the Solar Guardian and the Shadow Step, so maybe they do feel like they can do it.
It's dead?
Yeah. Sure what he's doing.
No, okay, TP. Oh my gosh.
Alright.
He's out.
I mean, they can't do Roche now, though. They're just giving it up for free. Free Aghanim Scepter for, I would assume, Palos, just to be able to find whoever it is that they want. I mean, just taking out a... I would assume it's going to be Tim's at the start of every single fight. He needs to be so quick on the use of the Mana Drain or Hex just to dispel that Spectre illusion onto himself when the Haunt comes out. Otherwise, he's dead. Nullifier, no chances for him to be able to survive.
Yeah, he's always getting picked off. I actually feel really sorry for Tim's. You mentioned as well this like support life. Speaking of that, here we go. Solar Guardian coming out. Actually, Palos not able to get a pick off there. But in comes Jabs now. We have Abed in the backlines. They want to try and find Mac. Mac has himself the AWP. He's connected onto 3, but there's no one there to follow up for the kill. Because meanwhile, in the backlines, they're trying to find Januel. He's still fine. He'll be able to leap away. Still no one has died here yet. And now they're focusing their attention onto Tims, who's going to try and TP away. And they get the bash, find the kill. And both supports are down. Januel also dying there by the hands of Q. Was that with the rocket flare?
It was indeed. Just chasing him down with the old rocket flare. Not even needing the 75 damage. Level 20 talent. Went for the true sight instead, so no way for him to be able to put the escape on. Nicely done by Aurora to just, again, pretty easy to get a bunch of these pickoffs onto these squishy supports, right? They haven't gone any sort of itemization that's going to be able to protect themselves. Still no Blink Dagger as well on this line, which I'm a little surprised about.
Oh, they're going to go for the Lycan now. He's okay, though, because CK is close by. So the Spectre Desolate damage is not going to have an effect. Meanwhile, Mac has brought back the Lich. Lich has a Ghost Scepter of his own, but the Chaos Ball coming out there. The Solar Guardian coming out now. They're going to do all of the damage there to CK! CK down, just decimated once again. Every time we see this action come out from Palos with the Shadow Step, it always seems to look like Jackie just loses his HP within 1 second.
And that was with BKB being popped as well. Don't forget, right? It was a good use of the Ghost Scepter there by the Lich. He got the Chain Frost as well, which was bouncing around like crazy right underneath the tower. So, yeah, just the combination of all of these factors. And now you've even got to worry about level 25 Dawnbreaker. So only a 6-second cooldown on that Starbreaker. So much stun, so much damage. Even just the additional little bit of debuff immunity that the Aghanim Shard provides you. Such a useful tool for Aurora. This is the sort of game that, last game it was, what, 10, 15k lead, and I was like, Boom probably still have this, even though they're this far behind, as, hold on, I say this about Jabs, they might be able to find him.
They're going to go for Jabs, there's the RP. Trying to deal the damage now to the Dawnbreaker, they will be, no, wait, what? Oh, no, they've got it. Okay, there we go. They get the kill. Abed's coming in, though. They will be able to find the kill there onto Januel. And Tim's being taken out there by Palos. Hookshot comes in, just about missing their FBZ. He will get away with his life. And they'll only lose the supports again, but they do take down the Dawnbreaker.
There's always the danger, though, of buyback instantly into that Solar Guardian. So I had to use a bunch of ultis for that. That was Shapeshift. That was RP. was now level 25 on the Magnus. It does feel like they need this big wombo combo to be able to make it all happen. I don't think they're going to be putting themselves in too dangerous of a position, especially with Abed just able to stand there with the shield rune, able to tank up so much of this tower damage. It's barely tickling him.
Yeah, they've got the tier 3 sieging this middle set of racks right now. No RP available, as you said, Danog. And is there really anything that Boom Esports can do? Oh, actually, they're backing off and not taking the middle set of racks, actually. Respecting the Magnus skewer still.
I guess, but again, this feels like the thing that's been plaguing C a little bit. They get themselves into a position to win the games, and then that was the condition that you're hoping for, right? No BKB, no RP available, and still, even Roshan's banner was down. So they've given up Rosh banner. They haven't taken any racks, so you're not going to be able to equalize some of this pressure that FBZ's Wolves are putting on.
There's no
Very
Phantasm
puzzling.
either.
Nope.
Radiant are scanning.
Sucks for Jackie that his courier got sniped previously. He's going to be a little while away from being able to pick up that Lincoln's.
Oh
in
my
the base. Yep.
Palos.
I'm gonna have a look at the old death summary. Yeah, 1.5 seconds to kill him. Missed RP.
Blink dodge! The blink dodge from Abed! RP missed. And that is the opening they were looking for.
Now, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, the fact...
Still 10 seconds on the Aegis as well. So he's
Yeah.
just gonna... 3 hits CK illusions with this DK at this point. I mean...
Oh, you were there. All the cogs disrupted it. That's what's made the BKB. The hook shot there, stunning up Mac, but now in comes the Reality Rift. But the Solar Guardian healing up Q. Q is completely fine here, and Jackie is having to back off right now as meanwhile Palos is in the middle of the fountain. Yes, he is. He's going to be able to triple at Jackie. What? He dives the fountain. No way, Palos. What in God's name? This man has no fear. Diving in the fountain there with Shadow Step, and the fountain helping to clean them up with the dispersion, because he has himself that Agnim shard, which he can activate the dispersion to increase the amount of absorb and reflecting. But the buyback's coming in now. They've skewered Jam back into the fountain, but he's still alive, being stunned up there by the wolves. They've got the glyph there on the ancient. They're going to Reality Rift back Jam, but he's not taking any damage here at all. FBZ doesn't have himself the shapeshift, so he can't do any damage. There's no glyph here. Palos hitting into the ancient. The skewer there onto 2, but the skewer was disrupted there by the cogs. The Chain Frost coming out now. CK dead, Magnus gone. There we go, Aurora. They're gonna equalize the game, and now it's 1-1. We're going for a game 3.
Very, very puzzling that they just sat back and let a Spectre DK draft get